If you've ever dated someone who was calm on the outside, highly independent, a little mysterious, and pretty hard to connect with, it might have been an introverted avoidant. On the surface, they're steady and self-sufficient, but when intimacy builds, their walls go up. Hi, I'm Jess. I've helped over 5,000 people find love, and I coach people one-on-one to heal their attachment style so they can feel secure and stop sabotaging relationships. If you're ready for that transformation, sign up via the link in the description box. So this video is really about introverted dismissive avoidance, but a lot of the points do also apply to fearful avoidance as well. The introverted avoidant can be complex. They often seem grounded from the outside, and in many situations, they are actually pretty grounded, but not when it comes to love. More than most other people, the introverted avoidant is hard to read, very hard to read, in fact. They rarely express what's going on beneath the surface, and to be honest, they might not even fully know themselves sometimes. They probably don't. They are extremely self-sufficient and rarely ask for help. They spend a lot of time by themselves, and they often have routines or hobbies that give them a sense of control and stability. They're the kind of people who spend every weekend training for a marathon or getting completely lost in a solo project like coding, painting, or gardening. Introverted avoidants can find it hard to determine whether they have an avoidant attachment style, because it can be difficult to differentiate their core personality preferences from their defense mechanisms. Because their need for space feels so natural to them, they might assume it's just who they are, when some of it is actually fear of closeness. But yes, ultimately, introversion and avoidance are very different things. Introversion is about energy in social settings, and avoidance is about emotional closeness. But they do impact each other. And introverted avoidants tend to spend more time alone than introverts of other attachment styles, because to them, solitude is both a preference and protection. And one big difference with avoidant introverts compared to securely attached introverts is how they spend their alone time. With avoidant introverts, their alone time is more about distraction and escape rather than restoration. They're far more likely to try to not sit with their thoughts and feelings. Suppressing thoughts and feelings is a core part of the avoidant attachment style. So avoidant introverts will rarely just be alone and let themselves feel, without trying to control or contain their emotions. Instead, they might spend most of their evenings on a work project and their weekends at the gym, just to keep themselves busy rather than process what's going on inside. Or they might spend a lot of time on numbing activities like endlessly scrolling social media or playing video games for hours. And all of these things I just mentioned can be good if they're meeting real needs, but for introverted avoidance, they're often a form of distraction. And I've got something super exciting lined up for the end of this month. I've never shared anything like this before. If you're tired of overthinking every text, second-guessing your decisions, and not being able to trust yourself, you're exactly who I created it for. I'm running a free 4-part training for men to go from anxious to secure in life and love, without years of therapy or guesswork, so you can stop wasting time in endless spirals and instead show up as the grounded, confident version of you that women respect and want to commit to. I've helped over 5,000 people find love, and I've been featured in Men's Health, Forbes, Vice, and many more. This isn't just another quick fix. This is about becoming the man who doesn't just attract love, but also builds a secure, connected relationship where he's deeply valued and admired. It's going live at the end of the month, so if this speaks to you, don't wait. The cost of staying stuck is real. Years or decades lost to self-doubt, heartbreak, loneliness, and failed relationships. Click the link in the description box to lock in your spot. Registration is closing soon, so don't miss out. Another key point is that the introverted avoidant is generally very hard to read. They don't give much away, and they keep parts of themselves so protected that you can be close to them for months or even years and still feel like you're only seeing a part of the full picture. It can create a sense of mystery that for some people is magnetic. It can pull people in because it can feel like there's a lot to uncover, like an unfinished puzzle. And introverted avoidants can really expect to be living very independent lives, even in a relationship, with their own routines, space, hobbies, goals, plans, and quite often their own circle of friends too, at least for a while. Introverted avoidants often take a long time to introduce the person that they're dating to friends and family. And this is really about maintaining a sense of control over what others know about them and also expectations around the relationship. On the first point, it's like keeping the relationship contained in a box. Inside that box, they can manage what's shared and what isn't. If they introduce you to their family, for example, there's a risk that a family member might share something about them, a childhood story, a struggle they went through, and suddenly they're no longer in control of what you know about them. To an introverted avoidant, that can feel very exposing and quite terrifying. Or you might share something about them with their family. Say they've been going through a tough time at work and they haven't told their family about this, and then you mention it and suddenly they feel like details of their life are out there beyond their control. Even positive things that are being shared can feel intrusive when they haven't decided to share them themselves. And then in terms of expectations, introducing you to friends or family can create a sense of pressure. People might start asking where the relationship is going or if you're planning on moving in together eventually. Obviously not right away, but at some point. And to an introverted avoidant, these expectations can make them feel trapped. By keeping the relationship separate, they can avoid those conversations and maintain more of a sense of freedom. So if you've ever dated someone who was very hard to read, gave little away, and seemed to live in their own independent world, yes, you might have been dating an introverted avoidant. And hopefully this helps explain what was going on. The important thing to remember is that it's not about your worth. And if you have found yourself stuck in this cycle, questioning yourself, overthinking, feeling like you're never enough, these are the exact patterns I help people break free from, so they can finally feel secure and confident in love. If you're ready for that transformation, sign up via the link in the description box. Thanks for watching.